The Two-Tone Money Super 1 British Karting Championships is back for round 2 at Whilton Mill. And just like the Red Bull Formula 1 team, we've got drivers from 8 years of age. Ours are a bit more mature though. Kicking us off is Chris McCarthy from Karting Magazine. You're doing the circuit commentary this weekend, Chris. Now, you've been here all weekend so far. Let's go through the classes. Who's looking hot?
Well, first of all, the conditions been very mixed. Yesterday it was wet all day, so if it's dry for this afternoon, then we may see drivers from the back moving forward. It's mixed up the racing. We've actually had a lot of incidents with hubs coming loose as well, which has made some drivers fall down the grid, which has been quite interesting to see. But overall, yeah, some very interesting performances. Junior Rotax, Kai Hunter looking very good. Championship leader Miles Barthorpe in Minimax has had a bit of a disaster, had a really good comeback actually in the first final, dropped to last but came all the way back to third, so I think he's going to go well. In Honda Cadets, Leon Henderson has really upped his game this weekend, so definitely one to watch for him. Rotax 177, James Beecroft, he's made a good comeback. Chris Thomas struggling though, surprisingly, but he always seems to go well on finals day. That said, Miami Cadets, usual players up the front. Freddie Slater looking very, very hot to me. I think he could take the win this weekend. Mini X30, that could be anyone's game. I think Rashad Shigarimbo is actually, if it rains, then he could probably walk to take the victory.
He struggled a little bit at the first round as well, Rashad, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's turned it round this weekend. As for senior X30, Joe, it looks as if Joe Turney's good, but Elliot Harvey, I think, looking to make a comeback after the unfortunate incident that he had, which cost him a victory last time.
Yeah, very unfortunate, crashing out on the last lap.
Yeah, it was obviously a bit of a mechanical problem that happened for him, and that cost him to spin. Obviously, me and Jake originally thought that he just spun on his own, but that doesn't happen to Elliot Harvey carrying the number 4 plate. So definitely watch out for him. Oliver Hodgson's getting quicker and quicker as the weekend goes on. And senior Rotax, well, it could be anyone. The B final took some big victims, actually, so there are some big names missing and some big names down the field, but what do you expect when there's 70 on the grid?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one.
Very, very interesting indeed. Final's going to be good.
When is Super 1 dull? I've never known it be so. Here we are for the starting grid. Kai Hunter and Matthew Collings on the front row from Bunce and Stenning. Thompson and Cunnington, Harrison and Adams, Hingley and Bentley. This one should be pretty interesting. We've got Alex Eads and James Lowther. Lowther all the way down in 12th position on the starting grid, just in front of Klaas Koika on that odd side of the grid, even side of the grid, sorry, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they go here at Whilton Mill. The championship resumes, and it's going to be an interesting squabble as here we go on board with Guy Cunnington. That is Collings in front of us in the S-plate as we wander our way through Oblivion and Crook, up Manuel's Bank and up towards Christmas. Guy Hunter is your race leader in the 95, no problems at all, 5th position in the standings after that opening round at PFI, and here we are at Whilton Mill as they make their way through the first few corners. And take a look at this, we've got KR Sport 1, 2 and 3 at the moment. Finley Bunce in the 6th plate in 2nd position, chasing down Kai Hunter.
On board with Cunnington, that's the Scottish champion in front. Cunnington up the inside into the hairpin, out onto the inside straight. They come towards us. It's Hunter from Bunce, Thompson, Cunnington, and Collings. Sam Harrison's in there, Lowther, Stenning, Koika. Lowther down the field, by the way. What's he down in 7th place? Tom Adams was in the mix from Bentley.
Oh, aside from Adams!
Well.
My goodness, Adams, the save of the century through the final turn, the heel of the boot. My goodness, that was more McRae than it was Adams.
Change of leader up the inside. That is Finley Bunce who takes the lead off the 95 Hunter.
Thompson in there in
Thompson
third.
going for second.
Make that second, yes, he makes the move there, brilliantly done. These three swapping positions. James Lowther, you mentioned, starting back in 12th. He's up to 7th though, so Lowther is charging forward. Great to see him make the progress. Of course, we were raving about the battle between James Lowther and Guy Cunnington as the new Prost-Senna battle at PFI a few weeks ago, and now they're both out of position because Cunnington's down in 4th and Lowther is down in 7th, although look at the way Lowther is charging forward. He is making some brilliant progress in the early stages.
Yeah, he had an issue earlier in the day, certainly in the
we're going to spin!
contact.
Oh, now this is one of the things I thought was going to be a problem. That's Harvey Edmondson into the pit wall. This is the difficulty with having the runoff area as part of the circuit on this last turn, and that's going to basically mean that drivers will use all of that runoff area as part of the racetrack. It's going to cause problems.
Yeah, I spoke to Ken Potter earlier in the day, the clerk of the course. He was saying, as I'd asked him about this, thinking back to last year, Jake, when we had that big incident out the final corner. I asked him earlier in the week, what's the situation with the concrete? And he did say to me earlier in the day, there's no white line. Look at the white line on the left. There's no white line on the edge of the tarmac. Now, last time I checked, guys, tarmac is track. There's a reason we use tarmac as a track and not concrete. But look, there's no white line on the edge of the tarmac, as you see here. See either side of the track there?
Yep.
And without the white line, he, as the clerk of the course, Ken Potter, cannot enforce track limits, so the concrete is in play. Don't get me started on that. We'll see an incident later in the programme, in the cadet race, which is pretty horrendous.
Well, Lowther has just made the move there on his latest battler, so Lowther makes up another place. He was battling there with Klaas Koika. We're on board with Cunnington, chasing down Thompson. Very close there in the toe of the boot. He's got a good exit, and he'll be able to use this final turn as, well, this is a bit like Montreal, isn't it? The Wall of Champions on the far side.
Exactly
it's
like
very
that.
similar. I'm not sure I like it in the world of karting, but here it is, and they're having to deal with it. Out in front, that is still the battle between Hunter and Bunce. Bunce makes the move again back on Hunter, so they've swapped the lead twice now, and Cunnington is right on the back of this trio of KR Sport drivers. Cameron Thompson, they're in 3rd position, the Scotsman. Cunnington tightening up into 4th position as they come off of the right-hander, and a big lunge from Thompson on the inside of Hunter. Cunnington's going to get the pieces.
Fantastic driving by both the lads there. No contact, lovely driving is what we like to see. Good clean racing. Matthew Collins, the S-plate from Dunfermline, the S-plate guys, if you're new to karting, denotes him as the Scottish champion. You also have an A-plate, I think, which is the Scottish Super Series.
They are flirting with disaster on that final corner. That is absolutely incredible. Amazing to see the kart control from the drivers as they battle away. Is that snow? Surely not.
I think it's apple blossom.
Thank goodness for that. That was
looks like so. I tell you what, it was cold enough.
It is very, very cold today. I mean, I've been snowed in at Whilton Mill this year. Remember that massive downpour at March? We got snowed off, so I was starting to think, don't do this again. Anyway, out in front, we've got Bunce now holding up a 5-car train because Matthew Collins has joined the brigade. So the Scottish champion is right in there in the mix. Lots of great overtakes. On board with Cunnington. Into the boot once again. Now watch him here. He's so good on the exit of the second, but Thompson just keeps him at bay. Out through the final turn. Plenty of runoff area used by both of them as they go into oblivion. Up through Crook and on the run to Manuel's Bank.
Yeah, and people will say, well, they don't have to use that concrete, but actually, yes, you do, because it's the fastest way round the corner. Here comes Thompson for the lead, going with him. Cunnington takes advantage. Lowther's in the mix now as well. Yeah, Lowther's caught them up. He was 4th, he's going 3rd.
3rd position for Lowther. That's from 12th on the grid. Lowther has charged his way forward, so too has Cunnington. These two are working their way back through the field, and if they get to the front, those two, it's going to be the Prost versus Senna, Lowther versus Cunnington fight again.
Hunter gave him a little bit of a nudge through the right-hander, not enough to dislodge his nose cone. If you are new to karting in the UK, if you just dislodge the nose cone, that's an automatic 10-second penalty. But that was okay by Kai, didn't hit him hard enough to dislodge the nose cone. And from James Lowther's point of view, that's exactly what he wants. He wants that little nudge from behind just to push him through.
Cunnington having to cover Lowther. Lowther's through.
Christmas corner, the favourite overtaking point, probably. Maybe on any circuit in the UK, Jake. It's just got that lovely run up the hill and the opportunity down the inside to take a spot, and Lowther into 2nd place. He's come from down the field after a disappointing pre-final for him, but he's looking hot already When's he going to go for the lead? That's the only question, isn't it? Not if, but when.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's not forget what happened at PF a few weeks ago. The second Lowther got Cunnington, Cunnington got Lowther back, and vice versa. They were not prepared to be led by the other. Black and white mechanical flag.
Yeah, mechanical flag for the S-plate, and that will mean
Oh,
that
no.
he has to leave the track.
Here goes Lowther. Lowther's going for the lead on Thompson, and Cunnington's going to zip by as well. And now our championship rivals are 1 and 2.
Cunnington's done that at least 3-4 times, I think, now that we've been watching him. The drivers are looking for those opportunities, waiting for somebody to go for it, and then run in behind them, just make sure that they get the spot with them. So Lowther started P12, Jake, 12th to 1st.
Absolutely astonishing. They've already got traffic to deal with up the road by the looks of things here in Junior Rotax. This is the battle of the season. Klaus Koike, by the way, has come up quite a few places as well. Don't forget, he was directly behind Lowther at the start, P14. He's come up to P6. So another great run this from Koike. Look how close they're running there on the exit of the barriers. This is incredibly close as the drivers continue to push through on that outside line. More overtaking moves as Hunter. Hunter makes the move to 3rd, and I'm fairly sure that's Koike making the move into 5th place.
The other thing about the concrete, have a look at this, guys, when we go through that final turn next time.
Yellow
look at
flag,
the amount
sorry.
of debris on the track, the mud that's been pulled onto that part of the track. And as I said before, there's a reason we use tarmac for track to make tracks, not concrete. It's because it's got a lot more grip than concrete. And you put mud and muck and rubbish, as you'll see right now. Look at the outside of that concrete. There's all sorts of muck on there, and that just makes it even slippier.
Oh yeah, there'll be marbles from the tyres, of course, as well as the tread wears down through the course of the race, and that's something that they do have to take into consideration. Lowther leading, Cunnington 2nd, 3rd is Hunter, 4th is Thompson, 5th is Koike, at 6th position Finley Bunce. Great to see these guys still battling away for the victory, but these two at the front of the field, never before have I seen so early in the season a genuine rivalry, head-to-head, mano a mano, emerge in the Super 1 Championships in quite the same fashion. We've seen rivalries through the course of the season, but never from the first lap of the first race of the first weekend of the season, and it just play out through the rest of the year. Lowther versus Cunnington, this is going to be the showdown head-to-head story.
Yeah, don't count out Hunter either. Hunter's right in that mix, as is Thompson. Then Koike on the 77. Looks like he's made up another place. Is that him in, is that 6th place?
I think it is 6th position, yes. Well, I think Koike is actually, up to 5th now, because Bunce is behind him, and then we've got the S-plate of Harrison Collins. So we've got that really interesting battle between them all. And still, Matthew Collins. Why am I saying Harrison Collins? Anyway, Matthew Collins in there in the S-plate. There he is. You can just about make him out. And then in the rest of the battle further back, it's still getting very, very tight. In fact, Cunnington is having to defend. You mentioned, didn't you, about Kai Hunter? Don't count him out. He is trying to invade this battle, isn't he? He's there in 3rd position. Never mind going for the lead, Guy Cunnington. He's having to defend his 2nd place right now.
77 going through the picture there, through the first part of the track, turn 1 and 2. Klaus Koike, he's on it. Here comes Hunter, Jake.
Well, did you see Cunnington signal to Hunter? Come on, we need to go catch him. No, I don't think I do, actually. I need to overtake you. That's what I'm going to do.
Lowther's gone from P12 to the lead and is clearing off. Hunter sees that. He's going past Guy Cunnington, thinking, you are holding us up here, Guy. I need to get past you to try and get onto the back of the race leader.
Not the best of weekends from Guy Cunnington's point of view in terms of raw pace. He's still in the top 3, let's not forget that, but he would ideally want to be sat right on the bumper of James Lowther, going for the overtaking move, but Kai Hunter's got through, and Thompson is looking very threatening behind as well, so it could well be that 2 KR Sport carts will end up on the podium.
Klaus Koike there in 5th place, just needs these guys in 2nd, 3rd and 4th to start battling. We've got 1:35 on the clock. It's 12 minutes plus a lap. So once that clock goes to 0, the last lap board will come out. So Koike will be hoping this lot start battling and allow him to get that much closer and possibly get a podium out of it.
James Lowther in 1st position from the 6th row of the grid. That very nearly took him half the race to get into the lead. That is quite a fight back in such a competitive field. They have been absolutely amazing in this first part of the season in Junior Rotax. Just watching the battle in the mid-pack there, led by Sam Harrison as they chase away. And we've got another train of karts led by Angie Stenning, who had such a good run at PF and has not done too badly here, but the battle is so competitive in the midfield, just outside that top 6, that top 10. You've got to be at the front of your battle. We've said this time and time again. Even if you're not in the battle for the victory, you want to be at the front of your queue at the end of the race, because 5 or 6 karts that you're battling with, it is going to pay dividends later on in your career.
Yeah, exactly. It's those midfield battles where you learn your trade, and as I've said numerous times, I'll bore people and say it again, it may be for 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th place this weekend, but next year it may be for the win.
Well, next weekend it could be for the win. We've got so many talented drivers in the field. All you need is one great setup in one brilliant circuit that you know well. But look, even Kai Hunter, having got past Guy Cunnington and thinking, well, I can go and catch him. He can't catch him. Lowther's gone, and with less than 4 seconds to go in the race, they're running out of time. This is no longer a battle for the win. It's a battle for second.
Clock's counted down, and that's why he's defending. He knew when he went across the line there was around about 12, 13 seconds to go, I think, something like that, and now it's counted down. He knows that the last lap board is coming when he crosses the line next time, so a lap and change to go.
Spots of rain on the camera lens for Guy Cunnington. Look at that. Now that's not going to be enough to cause too much of an issue right now. If it gets any heavier, look, we're getting spots of rain going into the last lap. This could shake things up big time. So they've got to be very careful on this last lap here at Whilton Mill. It's very greasy offline. It's even greasier now that the rain has just started. It's not heavy. Look at that. Kai Hunter on the lock stops down to Christmas corner. The back end stepping out. That was looking more like a drift machine than it was karting. Fastest lap of the race, by the way, Oakley Pryor in the midst of the battles, but good to see him pop up as the fastest man of the race. Is Guy Cunnington going to have an opportunity to get past Kai Hunter? I'm not so sure he is. If anything, Thompson is going to get a better opportunity to go into 3rd position, because Hunter is going to defend like stink. Here they come, and into the final couple of corners. James Lowther's got this one done. Here comes Cunnington, though. He's going in the final turn to try and get through. Lowther wins it. No problem at all with that. Hunter hangs on for 2nd place, though. Brilliant racing and an absolutely fantastic run from James Lowther from 12th position to the victory. His rival Guy Cunnington is on the podium with him, though, in 3rd behind Kai Hunter from Thompson in 4th. Koiker and Bunce in the top 6 from Adams, Burgess, Oakley Pryor, and a much better run for our leading rookie this time, Matty Hingley, making up for the disappointment of PF by being the top rookie across the line. But what a race from Lowther.
James, winning from 12th on the grid, that must feel good.
Yeah, had to start from the back because we didn't have a very good pre-final because it got taken out. Just had to work from there.
And talk us through the start, because you initially made a very good start as well. You looked fired up going into it.
Yeah, I just knew I had to get up as far as I could as quick as possible, and then just go from there.
And what happened in the first final that dropped you back?
Going into the first corner, just got taken out, and then had to come back from there.
So does this feel like one of the best wins you've ever had?
Yeah, possibly.
Who would you like to thank?
Ogden, Coles Racing, Tom Adams, and all my family.
He may have won the final, but his pre-final woes mean he's 5 points behind Cunnington in the championship and 7 clear of Hunter, with Bunce and Thompson close. In part 2, racing from Minimax.